one man.
I know we've already been doing this for like, I'm gonna say an hour, but I really want to get this case out of the way so like we can at least, if there's time before you move, start episode 2. Mm-hmm. So do you think we could just like try to knock this out in one night?
One girl. Both can't read, and yet they think that they can defend the innocent from being pursued as guilty. Do they have what it takes? Or will it take them forever to make it part 4? Let's find out.
Full screen works low.
I should probably turn you up because I can barely hear you on my side, and that means they can barely hear you on their side. Here we go. There we go.
Alright. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why the sudden ingress into my courtroom?
A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Once again, I forgot to mention, there is also sexism, but that was normal for this time. We do not condone it, as we've said about the racism, but we can't really do anything about the racism. Same thing with the sexism. Just putting that out there.
Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of your time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But Your Excellency!
I am most grateful.
Who exactly are you?
I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now.
What is it? A report about something? Written in English.
It's Giselle Barrett's research.
The Englishwoman's?
After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper.
Oh yes, that's right. Miss Barrett was studying under the professor, wasn't she?
So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case?
I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself.
Oh, no, of course not.
Special characteristics of... Is it Curare? Curare. And its effects on human subjects. Interesting.
Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. Sexism, man. Sexism, racism is just a big component in this game.
There was little time for me to read it in detail. But I summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eyes over it.
Oh wait, yeah, it hasn't been added to the court record yet. This is wonderful, thank you. Now I can take a look at it.
Goodbye then, and good luck.
Let's see. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. Okay, so America has been discovered, but it has not... Oh, no duh, it's been discovered. What am I thinking? But it definitely has not been the Revolutionary War yet. South America. The hunters of the region have used it since... Actually, no, it's after the Revolutionary War, now I think about it. Because I remember English was Great Britain was using how do I put it? Steam stuff. So most likely it is after the Revolutionary War. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Birdy, do you remember what why Dr. Wilson couldn't eat anything?
Because he had a tooth removed.
Yep. And this says that the poison only affects a wound. Like, per se...
The dental wound from
yes, the dental wound from a tooth being extracted. This is useful. Who am I kidding? I already know what happens in this game. I'm just pretending. You know what? I forget a lot of stuff. I'm gonna make a mistake here and there. I haven't played this game in so long that I pretty much forgot everything but how the story goes. Oh, sorry, I forgot you were supposed to read that.
I asked the oh my god, hold on.
Prosecution.
Paused. No, it's paused on PROSC or ECU, and then that's it. Hold on, let me refresh.
I'm looking at my stream right now, and it still says I asked the prosecution and defense now one last time. I think it's just your side of the stream.
There we go. I think it might be.
Yeah.
I asked the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is your last chance. Our very last chance.
Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence.
That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Burnett.
Yes, Your Excellency.
What's with the southern?
I get my accents kind of mixed up every now and then.
No, you're fine. I tried to do Australian and I do with southern too.
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not a very long...
Never mind. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat this as an order.
I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady.
Racist.
So, Counsel, what is the new evidence that demands the court's attention?
Yes!
Well, Mr. Zelbret, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yumi University doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison. What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, Counsel? A toxin known as Carrere, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Attention!
What? What complete and utter
you wanna knock it out
nonsense?
tonight?
Curare, you say?
Yeah,
I've never
because
heard of it.
part 3 is the final part. It's long, but it's the final
You
part.
wouldn't have done.
What do you mean?
I meant that you wouldn't have heard of Carrere before.
Hey, we can
For
take a
one
break.
simple-
I can pause my
one
recording.
very
We can take a
simple
break
reason.
so you can eat and I can take a shower.
Okay. It doesn't exist
Yeah.
in our country.
So guys, we're gonna pause the recording here. We'll be right back.
It doesn't exist.
After a short break.
Correct. Which means, no matter what test the police can do for toxins,
So we will be
they never identify
right back
Curare.
after this short break.
Why?
Which will, for us, will be probably about
Because there is
20,
no
30
test
minutes.
available here
For
that can
you guys,
identify
probably
the
about
presence
3
of that
seconds.
highly deadly poison. What?
Order!
It says it 3 times.
I did.
You cut out for the first 2 then.
Oh. Order! Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Carrere has long been used by the tribes people of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists.
To lace their arrows?
The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle. Amazonian?
You were right. Technically, you were right the first and second time. Just depending on how you would pronounce that word.
Gotcha. It was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animal shot by an arrow laced with Curare suffers instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Attention!
Trumpery. These aspirations are utter trumpery. Hey, Birdie, you mind searching up that word in the legal dictionary?
Which one? Trumpery?
Trumpery, yeah.
Trumpery. Attractive articles of little value or use. Surely but worthless.
Okay, good to know. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed.
That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector?
Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain.
According to this, however, it's the other way around.
What do you mean the other way around?
The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that prayer was used. Explain yourself, counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. Paralysis. Thank you. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all.
Birdie, just a heads up, I am thinking of doing this because it's funny. I'm going to make a short compilation of every time you mess up a word.
Thanks.
Specifically words that you shouldn't have messed up. Specifically words you shouldn't have messed up.
I think that's right about there. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, I know. I mean like that. I sometimes make fun of people's dyslexia. Specifically yours right now, because I don't think you've ever been diagnosed with dyslexia.
I don't ever really go to the doctors.
That sums it up pretty much well and good. How terrible.
Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed.
But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death.
The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail.
Respiration?
In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move.
That's hideous.
To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly Carrere poison. And you're suggesting that the bottle, counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Attention!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hetero unknown poison for which there is no means for testing. What a happy tale for the defense.
If I may.
All these facts. You think you're so clever, but you're...
It is you who must be taught.
Of course. Dear lady.
Dude is such a simp.
So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it?
What?
You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. Is it appalled?
Appalled.
There's no you. Oh, there's
It's appalled.
I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Oh, Miss Barrett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? capitalizing on the unmisfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a hideous crime.
Heinous, but you got the same meaning.
That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Attention!
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. Buddy, I don't know how to tell you this, but there are countries outside of Japan that have means of using stuff that Japan cannot begin to fathom at this time. Also, how does Japan go from one of the most traditionalist countries to one of the most high-tech countries in the world? It's weird. What's so funny?
Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss... Alright, sorry. I
didn't know if you said it or if you just got cut out. I was supposed to say, I think you got cut out. Oh! Don't worry, I can fix that. Boom.
May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not?
The animation is so good. I can't lie.
Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boy. Boys. Sorry? To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is it
farcical?
Farcical?
Like farce? You know, a facade.
I don't know what facade.
I know what facade means, but I can't explain it without getting up the definition. You know how that feels, right?
Yes, I know how that is.
The face of a build... Wait, that's the noun. Okay, where is the... It's the wrong facade I'm looking for. Facade definition. An outward appearance that is maintained to conceal a less pleasant or credible reality. So a lie, basically.
Interesting.
So a farce and a facade are all just like a lie. And she's saying like this is a comedic lie, like it's ridiculous.
Your little police games and these foolish courtrooms antics, it's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Cheers.
She thinks she's being slick by drinking that poison-laced drink. Forgetting... Well, everyone else forgets that it only goes through wounds. Meaning it only affects if it's in the bloodstream. Birdie.
Yep. No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Goodness.
Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no Carrere. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying?
Birdie, I love it because it's going to be funny in the final cut, but your voice does not match the character's expression.
Oh, definitely not.
It's like he's all like, the bottle was clean? Is that what you're saying? And you're like, the bottle was clean? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Is it gonna move over to the next part? I'm still stuck on the stun part. Is the screen moving? Oh, let me refresh.
Let me check my side because I'm pretty sure I'll see what I see. Yeah, I see what I see.
Let me see if that worked.
And my recording sees what I see too.
Okay, there we go. You look quite what is that word?
Credulous.
Incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so consistently here in this grand venue, most kind.
Concisely and grand venue.
Concisely?
Yeah,
God, these
concisely.
words are not. Is it venue? Who uses venue?
A lot of people still use the word venue, actually. Wedding venue, for instance. Birdie.
Nope. I've only been heard as a wedding manual.
A venue is a type of place.
Is it?
Yes. Like a wedding venue, it's a place where you hold a wedding.
I thought that you can hold a wedding anywhere.
Yes, you can, but there's a specific place you can hold a wedding called a wedding venue.
I did not know that.
It's a place for all kinds of parties. Weddings, funerals. Funeral's not essentially a party, but it's an event.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are just a bunch of different places that you can book a venue for.
Huh, I've never really heard that word used.
You're refusing to grr?
There's nothing on my screen besides the lady still standing there.
Oh my god, Birdie.
I don't know if it might be my internet.
I think it might be your internet because mine's completely fine.
Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett. I should like to excuse now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given.
Oh, sorry.
There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow the whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose, if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London.
There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Come on, Ryunosuke. We have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains poison. The culprit did put cure poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position.
You're serious?
Objection!
Fool, are you blind? There's no possible way the bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it.
That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think.
And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer's in the evidence we have in the court records somewhere. It has to be.
Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. Sorry, break part. What explains how the witness was able to consume this supposedly poisoned water unscathed?
Yes!
It would be the explanation. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report. That's not a valid explanation. No. After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This is impudent young scoundrels trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Sasuto-san's notes.
I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pretended section counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle?
Yeah, let me see. Court record. Okay, so synopsis. Okay. Special characteristics. It will be found in special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this cure poison, and it's left me curious about something.
Oh, counsel?
Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years to lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot and whatever prey they're hunting.
We've been led to believe that, yes.
And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please! But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean they would be traces of poison left in the prey they hunt were going to eat?
Yes, good point.
So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, wouldn't they? Because they'd be eating poison.
Gosh gracious, counsel. No, that would be madness.
But I actually found the answers to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound.
Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense.
Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Kier enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, When it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Career's special characteristics, and you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself.
You meddling little...
Told you. Told you that bird was alive.
Well, Rinosuke, turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be.
Really? Me? A lawyer?
Objection!
All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly...
So, the ill-breed little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly.
You are really good at a British accent. I want you to know that, Birdie. What are you trying to say?
Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw.
Schoolboyish?
Wrong? As even your brain has managed to
deduce,
Carrera is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric
succus. Ah, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they?
See, even I was. So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, the professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he?
That's right.
Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order in the court. Order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest...
Yes, this cure poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention the tooth. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that.
Not only did we forget to mention the tooth, but she has already pointed out that she knew about his dental surgery.
Yep.
So not only does she have cause to commit this crime, we don't know motive, but we know cause. She can be considered a culprit because she knew about the dental, she knows how Kira works, and yeah, those are the main things. What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey.
Objection!
He finally said it! He said objection! I don't think so, Miss Giselle Brett.
Oh, how dare you use that tone with me?
You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead.
Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you, you must provide compelling evidence. As we now know that the poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Carrere?
Take that!
He said that they'll take that as well. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was one fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners, yeah.
A fatal difference?
The toxic effects of cure are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day.
I already did it. Did it not read through?
Yeah, it cut out, yeah.
Oh. So that's it. You use that knowledge to obstructure this.
Orchestrate, yeah. Okay, she's about to do something that just justifies that she is a total bitch.
Oh.
Is she laughing?
I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile.
I don't know what that word is, trust me. You say it however you want to. What do you mean?
Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough.
But now she has the bottle. Guess what she's gonna do with this?
When you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it.
No!
I mean, it could just slip.
And there goes our evidence.
Oh dear, how careless of me.
Total bitch. Total bitch. I hate this woman. She's racist. And she is a total bitch.
I'm afraid some critical evidence may have just been tragically destroyed.
No! She just smashed that bottle. And in Supreme Court, what a terrible blender.
Sir, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from the broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it.
How could you? You won't get away with this.
You can... Is that supposed to be thump?
Thump.
Wow. Okay. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never now know, will we, if there really was poison in the bottle or not. And let's not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel? For the...
Prosecution.
Thank you. Prosecution.
Oh, of course, of course! You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady.
That's right. And really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me.
Okay, now it is kind of weird that she brings that up, because I said that they turned the chair around, but no, this is apparently how he was sitting.
Interesting. So of course, the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day using Curer. And then, in order to frame Ryanosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime.
What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence.
Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryanosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How could this be happening? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene.
Ryanosuke,
Yes?
we've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it.
What? What do you mean?
We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true, so if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head.
In my head?
You told me before that your powers of observation were the only thing you could really depend on.
Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head.
So think back now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell.
What I saw, what I felt. Every color? Looks like there was a blood stain. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of this scene in my head, could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Here's a clue. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue.
You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryanosuke? Come now then, let's wipe that smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence.
Oh, right. I can't wait. It's been niggling
what kind of word is that? Niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows Dr. Wilson's killer must have been... It's the blood. It's the blood on the plate. Inspector Hasanaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day. Wait a minute. What are you going with it?
Going with this, little boy.
It's just a memory that's been troubling me.
What memory?
I saw the scene shown in this photograph print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What?
Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor.
No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I am supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes.
Yes.
Oops, sorry.
For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Barrett. I beg your pardon?
Attention!
This is beyond ridiculous. Fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something that the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean? Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. Deja vu.
You did what?
I took the steak that you had been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now! Inspector? Oh, sorry.
The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately.
And this is going to lead up to the last cross-examination. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered, the steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't.
Quickly, Inspector, the blood man, show the court.
Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Birdie, can I ask you something?
Yeah, what's up?
Does that look like an English woman ate this steak?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate.
What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you.
Not only are you wearing a living bird on your head, but you are a racist. I couldn't agree more. In the case of this disgrace to the Empire.
I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial.
Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempted at courtroom proceedings as is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over.
The sorry-looking steak reveals the fact all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Shouldn't have done that, ouchie. Because we're about to figure out that this is the wrong plate. Because look what's underneath it. What does that look like? Huh?
Is that the
What
golden
the-
coin that was missing?
What in the world is this? Yes, it's the golden koban. Birdie.
I think it's a Koban coin, and the hallmark is from the is it Hoei era, I believe.
No, I don't mean what is it. I mean, what's it doing here? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei koban?
Yes, and apart from the meat juice, it looks to be.
Oh, sorry. In good condition, is probably what he says. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei koban.
I've heard of pearls before, swine, but I've never heard of bouillon.
And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary. Though this means... It means that this is not Brett's plate.
Rhinosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final. Is that gravel?
Gavel. Like the
Gavel?
hammer the judge has.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, it's called the gavel. Did you not know that?
Oh, shit! No! It's not like I go to court every day and watch court stuff.
I know this, and I don't even... I've known this before I knew what Ace Attorney was.
Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what.
Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. Oh, sorry.
It's all good. I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be necessary.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Does the defendant have any objection?
That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There's another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue.
Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak.
Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastinations in this trial.
I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt have been dispelled.
I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Sorry. I played this game too much. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's just skip to the part where we get this over with. We already read this part.
Got it!
Good gracious, that's...
Koban?
What on earth?
A Hohe arrow one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
A ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chief in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Or chef.
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen?
A rare...
Hohe.
What?
Hohe Koban.
Koban just happened to be hidden underneath that piece of steak.
If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip off my ticket to Great Britain right now. I almost said Burton, it's crazy.
He's right, it can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency.
Yes, Counsel.
A rare Hohe Koban just happened to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyways. This dude is so salty over the fact that he is being beaten by a little kid right now.
For real.
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant.
Even though I'm the one on trial here? The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if we can explain what it's doing under the steak.
The owner?
Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is Kiryo Kurukuta.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and the owner of Rasute, Kiryo Kurukuta-san.
How do you pronounce his name?
Curie, you just read, just read, because she doesn't know, the character you're reading doesn't know how to understand the names.
Okay, Curie as in Mr. Bird something. Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable.
One second, I got a text. Okay. They asked me who I am without any context, so I'm just like saying I'm gonna have to ask you the same question because I don't remember calling you or texting you.
Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct?
Yes, Your Excellency.
I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Coben coin when it happened.
Who texts us back like this? They text back their name like they're a caveman. I, Wendy. You? Like, who does that? Okay, I'm blocking this number because I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam, and I don't want to get scammed, so I'm blocking the number and I'm deleting it. Dodged a bullet there. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. I think you like got the coincidental joke.
Yeah.
As soon as I said dodged a bullet there. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Holy Era Koban, my prized coin!
Then this Holy Era Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Attention!
No, please! Why would Korakuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense!
Yes!
It wasn't the victim's beefsteak. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him.
Order.
Oh, sorry.
Bring both witnesses that testify either earlier back in here. Without a moment's delay.
Oh, sorry. I love the music so much I wasn't paying attention. I can't believe we've come back round to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Oh my god, there's part 4. No, there's not. Okay, thank God. I thought it was like, if there's a part 4, I'm gonna be so mad. Because I don't remember much about this part of the game, because it's the beginning. It's been a long time since I played the beginning. But if it was a part 4, I would have been so mad. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for a little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police, we were, like miserable dogs, forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man and thrice a worthless weathered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
But that may be that as it may. Is it Korekuta, son? Something has come to light and that requires your clarification. As far as your...
That's it. They do this thing where like someone's a it's how they do like when someone gets cut off mid-sentence in real life. Mm-hmm. They pull it out and then they zoom on to the next person. That's it, the very exact one that it is. The resplendent, splendiferous Hoey treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man, enlighten the decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere.
I found your coins sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate, soaked in the seasoned meat juices.
Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously?
Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident. Which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoey treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such an unconsensual thing. Okay. Unconsensual. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Actually, Birdy, could you start reading for Hasanaga again? Because I have to read for both Korekuta and Private Yesanosa.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks. Yes, of course.
Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case.
Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation.
The Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts. Executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police
Bureau.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna make a compilation, not of all the words you messed up, but specifically the police bureau parts. Like, watch Birdy struggle how to say the word bureau.
So many times, for real. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected.
So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it?
Yes, I took on a job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief.
We already know what thief that is. I mean, look how nervous he looks.
As he's like dripping sweat.
Not to mention his baby's pulling his mustache.
Yep. So, What is that word? Unbeknownst. To us, there was a master theft at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems.
I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuta-san's koban is all too clear. What? What?
I think the court would like to hear the defense view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's koban and hide it under the stake? Or hid it.
Sergeant no sir. That name is still ridiculous to this day. Yes sir, no sir. That's my name.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you. Sergeant, yes sir, no sir. What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the masterpiece of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me! It was Ido! You're blaming your own baby for this. How dare you? How dare you, man? How dare you, sir? Blaming an innocent child for this. Look at that poor baby's expression. He's appalled that his father would do this to him. How dare you, sir? You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Oh my god, you're gonna love his breakdown. It's hilarious. Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. The baby joins in on the salute. Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yasunosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. That's hilarious. I love that. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe?
I understand that the temporary increase of taxation owing to the recent end conflict remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes?
All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant. The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and I do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable.
And your target that day was an old man in his koban.
Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I was all set to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double. I slipped it under the stake, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again after a later date. This is ridiculous. Oh, that Brett was saying that.
Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time.
Well, Miss Brett. Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. The esteemed gentlewoman, please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The theft of the Cobom was clearly penetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be irrelevant to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me.
Nonsense, is it? Well, Birdy.
Oh, and it's loading. I gotta scroll anything on my screen.
And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Well, that would mean that the steak that was presented that you have been claiming is yours would be madness for you to be eating it, wouldn't it?
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness testimony has been answered, I see no further jurisdiction for detaining her. Justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. And a good day.
Rhinosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time to be daydreaming.
Oh, no. It's just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, hold on. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking, make your voice heard.
Sorry.
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late and the trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett.
What is it now?
I'm afraid just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago.
What are you talking about? What is it called?
Contradiction.
What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Rhinosuke?
She already said this. This is a flashback. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
I'm going to need to see evidence. Counsel. If Miss Bernard's words truly are contradictory, wherein this is
Where's the evidence that prove it? Yeah.
Take that!
the steak that Miss Bernard had been eating before
Miss
the
Bernard?
professor was, gosh dang it. Miss Brett. I keep saying Bernard. I don't know why Bernard gets on my brain.
Had been eating.
Had been had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency, the steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Notice what exactly, Consul?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting it into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at this steak in particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. It looks like Miss Brett has realized. Oh, frick, that's you. Sorry about that.
It's okay, continue. Go ahead, you're ready, go ahead.
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't... Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to me.
I've heard enough. Your irritating little spectacle samurai relic.
Of course, dear lady.
What's the matter, Miss Barrett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Nice pun.
Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Marinosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Yes. Now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in the steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I expect that these teeth marks in the steaks are a little unnatural, as you put it, Consul. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of that phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago.
Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. This is absurd! The trial runs several hours already, and you say the evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be! I don't believe you have it! I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to admit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defendant in this trial. Who possessed the exclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about the whole affair?
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hasanaga.
What? I have it?
Yes.
You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous.
No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes.
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Kurakuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak? Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentlelady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront.
An affront.
To the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly! Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes, like that, I panicked. As I said, immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then, when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with one of the foreign ladies' table.
What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what I had to be done. And unbelievable! However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did, sir. All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant! So if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hasanaga,
Yes.
earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. That's correct.
That's correct.
Sorry, forgot.
Okay.
Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What can that possibly
Tell us now.
Sorry. I'm so into this game, man.
I mean, a cold slab of tough meat, it can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Also, do you like this pursuit theme? It's good. It's good.
Objection!
No, you're not wiggling your way out of it this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely not. You're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promised to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the one who decides it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Tisk thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe that Fenn's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Yes, sir. Sorry for keeping you. Here's the other steak and its plate. Please, feel free to examine it. And there's blood splatter. That kind of looks like ketchup.
The blood stain! It's clearly visible, look! Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruto-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be! In fact, there's only one person who could have possibly shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you! You don't have to say anything for this part, just watch. It's hilarious. Oh, well, you should say this one.
Done by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no! Oh my goodness. Are those baby chicks falling out of
Yep, and one of them's a
my
black
goodness.
one. And then she's off to heaven. It's hilarious, really.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior of an English gentlewoman, forgive me.
Well, Miss Brent, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life using Curer. As you
Is that summarized?
I
Yep.
have chosen that particular day.
No,
for
sorry.
one-
It's as you surmised.
As you
Sorry.
surmise. I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you plan to kill the professor knowing that no trace of poison would have been found in his water. Because Curer is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone. And leave immediately, however. Before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure that he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at this point. So I concocted
Concocted.
a plan on the spur of the moment.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on an innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Curer in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
You would have been way funnier if it was under that big ass hat of hers, okay?
Yeah.
Like 100%. If it was under that hat, 100% just takes the hat off, takes the gun out, bang. But as we all know, this swan is alive.
Yeah.
So I guess it wouldn't really be possible to put a gun in that hat. Under your skirt? So I was right. There were two guns.
Yes.
And then I finished my coffee and I got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Placed where you were sure that I would notice.
And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun, as I intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up,
Bang. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun, even though at that point he was already dead.
naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assume Naruhodo-san was a culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry and adjoined the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around. Because, of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my what is that?
Misdemeanor. Which is, this is not a misdemeanor. Murder is not a misdemeanor.
That's crazy.
You want to know why she says misdemeanor? It's because the Japanese government isn't going to punish her as severely as they would have Naruhodo.
Right.
Yeah. Because of the whole British thing, the whole politics.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna struggle with the fact that since I've been trying to do a British accent, I don't know how, I'll be able to talk normally for a little bit.
Fair enough. For me, it's not that hard because I'm in theater and all that, so, it's not that hard for me. I keep cutting out for some reason. My gosh darn mic.
It's difficult. Anyways, how much longer is this, just out of curiosity?
I think there's only a couple more bits of dialogue. I was gonna end it off after we get the not guilty verdict.
Okay. Your Excellency? Yes. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement?
This can't be! Takasuchi Aoshi does not lose! Not to the likes of Ms. Rookie Student!
You better start getting used to tough positions.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo? Yes? This insult to the Aoshi family name will never be forgotten.
You become conceited with age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new.
Oh, you're gonna love this. It's gonna make you laugh.
It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Oh. Dang. A 1,000 millennia may pass and still the Aoshi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system.
Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Rhinosuke Naruhodo, present an excellent case.
I thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to
Unravel
the truth as a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to a wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Asuma, what's his last name? Asogi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illusionary British Empire.
Illustrious.
Is that her? Really?
Yeah. Illustrious.
Illustrious. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. I understand, Your Excellency.
What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden?
Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh, yes?
In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Here we go.
It is time to deliver my final verdict. I hereby find the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo
Not guilty.
I don't know if I want to do this again.
You want to know the worst part? Episode 2 doesn't even start on a trial. Court is adjourned. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you really do want to see a part 3 of episode 2 of this game, please